Good morning or afternoon, depending on when you're watching this. This is going to be my first video on my channel and my pages to hopefully share some advice with y'all, and next year I want to try to vlog a little bit with y'all and show you my classroom. But right now I'm just trying to get to the end of the year. So my first video, this is actually going to be 6 items that I feel like I have really needed in my classroom and got lots of use out of. So I am hoping to relay them to you and help you out if you're feeling like you're a first-year teacher or you're about to start teaching and you're not sure what to get, or maybe you've been teaching for a while and you haven't thought of these things. So I'm just going to share my knowledge of what I've used this year and what's been helpful, and hopefully it will help you. So I'm going to get started, and the first thing I'm going to talk about that I highly recommend is a microphone. As music teachers, we sing all the time, and it's easy to strain our voice if we're trying to yell or just raise our voice over the kids talking to get their attention. So a microphone is super helpful to save your voice. I use this all day long. This lasts all day long as I charge it every day after school, and it has saved me so much time. And my voice was hurting so much at the beginning of the year, and then once I got this, it helped so much. And so I highly recommend these because you can really save your voice with this, and you can get your voice heard above the kids better than just using your own voice. At least for me, that's the case because I'm kind of soft-spoken. But that is the first item, is getting a microphone. I really suggest doing that. My second item is having visuals. I like to print off and laminate different visuals. This one is obviously a half note. I like to do it for half notes. I like to do it for dynamics. Anything that I'm teaching the kids, I love to have visuals and cards to show them so that they can make that connection with what they're saying and what they're seeing, and then eventually with what they're hearing when we practice listening to it. So I highly suggest having those visuals. These are super inexpensive because all you have to do is print it off and then laminate it. So I definitely recommend having some sort of visuals in your classroom to help your kids make all the connections that they can with what they're learning. My third item is some sort of musical attention grabber. Now I use my voice a lot and different vocal commands for voice for attention grabbers. So I use class, or I'll go ch 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 if I'm just trying to be quick about it and get them back down. But I also have this chime and a set of the multiple bar chime that I can slide my hand across if I want to get their attention. And it's just a way that can kind of get above their noise if they're super loud, and they can hear it, and they can know as soon as they hear that, I should only have to hit it once, and then they should get quiet. So that's number 3, some sort of attention grabber that I like to think is musical because we're in the music classroom, and I think that is fun and it helps. Number 5 is going to be egg shakers. I bought these off Amazon. My school did not already have them, and I'd seen them used in classrooms before and really wanted to have them. I also have tons of kids, and there's not many instruments that I can spread out to all of them at the same time. So egg shakers is one of those that I can have all of them playing one at the same time. But I think these are a great way to get kids practicing rhythm, practicing steady beat, and just playing some sort of instrument while they're in the classroom. Since it's not always feasible to do xylophones or drums every day, I just love being able to have these egg shakers that I can pass out with whatever song we're learning or lesson we're doing, so that they can practice what they're hearing and practice rhythms and what they're reading and all that stuff. So I definitely recommend, if you have not gotten egg shakers for your classroom, to get some. I got these on Amazon, not very expensive at all. I got a big pack of them, and they are awesome. Number 5 is movement scarves. Now these are not, I don't really use them with 4th and 5th grade. I don't use them with my older grades because they probably won't really like them. But my younger grades, I use this with 2nd grade and down, and they love them. And it's such a great way to get the students moving to music, whether it's identifying form or changes in music or even vocal exploration. I think movement scarves are a great way to get them using that movement that they need to use with music to identify what they are listening to and get more of that expression out. And so I really like movement scarves. I use them a lot with 2nd grade, and we do different videos and activities to move the scarves with the music we are listening to. So that's number 5. And then number 6 is actually one that I don't have myself, but that I've learned I am going to get for next year. I'm going to get sit spots. And I recommend that you find something to mark the spots where your students are sitting. I have a lot of kids and I don't have carpet, so right now the sit spots weren't really feasible, but I have one rug that I'm hoping next year when I have less kids, I can fit all my kids on that rug, and I'm going to get sit spots with numbers on them so that the kids know where they're sitting, and I don't have them coming to me asking where they're sitting or asking to switch spots or anything along those lines, because that has been a mess this year. I cannot keep them in the spots that I gave them. They all want to move, and it's hard for me to remember. Even with my seating chart, it's just a mess. So I recommend for myself and for you to get sit spots or some sort of marker to have the students know that is their spot when they come into the music room, and there's no confusion about where they are sitting, no fighting over where they're sitting, anything like that. So those are my 6 tips or 6 items that I feel like I have enjoyed having in my classroom and that I recommend to get for your classroom if you're going into your first year of teaching, or if you've just never had these items before. I highly recommend any of these to get for your classroom. And I hope this was helpful, and I will see you in another video. I'm hoping to make more soon, so happy teaching.